The character of the Punisher is one that means many things to a lot of fans around the world. Comic fans love the character because he represents a hero that is willing to do what other heroes are not. He's willing to kill. Those that are in the military revere the character's trademark white skull as a symbol of brotherhood and a willingness to get the job done by any means necessary. Whichever camp you fall into, it can't be denied that Frank Castle has gained even greater heights of popularity since appearing in Daredevil Season 2. And with his own Netflix show on the way, I thought now is a great time to get really deep into the character and decide which comic runs are some of the best that you guys can buy. Ladies and gentlemen and others, this is Comic Guide 101, and we're talking all about the Punisher today. If you ask most comic fans around the world on where to start reading The Punisher, they will probably point you in one direction: Garth Ennis's Punisher Max. Now, Ennis had a stunt on the character before the Max series, and we will talk about that later, but for now, this is the run you really want to read. It's the Max run. You see, Ennis understood that the Punisher for the most part was not written to be the deepest character, so what Ennis decides to do is that he places Frank against some of the most terrible and reprehensible human beings he could think of. He then gives Frank a reason to kill them and surrounds the character of the Punisher around civilians that have interesting backstories to make up for Frank's lack of development. What we get is, in my humble opinion, the greatest Punisher stories that have ever been written. Dealing with subjects that range from drug abuse, rape, and human trafficking, Garth Ennis pulls no punches, and the fact that all of this is set in its own universe means that Ennis was free to write his own stories without Marvel's interference. Seriously though, this is not a run for the squeamish. There's no superheroics here. The Max line of comics was designed for adult readers in mind, and the Slaver's arc alone deals with human trafficking and the ramifications of it, and as a side note, it was probably one of the hardest comics that I've ever had to read. Not because it's terrible, but simply because of the ending, and, well, let's just say it's one of those endings that left my jaw on the floor. After Ennis had finished his tenure on the character, there were a few writers that took a stab at him in the Max universe, and while none of them were able to bring to the table what Ennis brought, Jason Aaron did come really damn close. Aaron set out to tell the definitive ending to Frank Castle's one-man war on crime. The results were some of the best damn Punisher stories that have ever been told since Ennis. Not only that, but it also gave a sense of closure to the character that he so rightfully longed for. Aaron closed out the Punisher Max line in a beautiful fashion, all while giving us new interpretations of the Kingpin and giving us the creepiest version of Bullseye that I think we have ever gotten. Seriously, there's a breakfast table scene that still freaks me out. While Aaron's run is seemingly overshadowed by Ennis's brilliant take on the character, Aaron was really able to make the Punisher his own, all while injecting a good amount of originality, and if you enjoyed Ennis's take, then this is the next logical step to that run. Taking things to the regular Marvel Universe, we have Punisher Year 1. This story was written by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning. Now, if these names sound familiar, it's because they were instrumental in revamping the Marvel Cosmic Universe. You know those Guardians of the Galaxy characters that you like? They were the ones that did that. Long before that, though, they worked on The Punisher. Punisher Year 1 tells the story of what happens right after Frank Castle's family were murdered. Dealing with depression and a corrupt system that has failed Frank, The Punisher Year 1 is a great one-and-done story for those that are looking to start reading the character but don't want to commit to a multiple volume run. If you're looking for more of an alternate take on the Punisher, then Punisher Noir might be for you. The Noir line of books was Marvel's latest attempt at throwing shit at the wall and seeing what would stick. And while most of the books in the Marvel Noir line really weren't that great, the Punisher Noir book was one of those standout books. Set in 1935 Manhattan, we follow Frank Castiglione Sr., a World War I veteran and widower. One day, he is shot and murdered, and his son sets out for revenge. This version of the Punisher is different from the one that we are used to. This one isn't as surgical and as precise as the 616 Frank, going as far as accidentally killing a prostitute. While like I previously stated that the Noir line was a mixed bag of title, Punisher Noir was a genuinely really fun read, and it was actually really cool seeing 1930s versions of certain heroes and villains. Next on our list, we have the controversial Rick Remender's run on the character. I personally really love Remender's writing, and I've heard that this run is actually really fun. Remender here isn't really interested in telling a definitive run on the character, but rather in telling a grindhouse-esque story. Talk to most fans of this run and they'll be able to sum up the lunacy with one word: Frankencastle. Remender turns Frank Castle into what is essentially a supernatural killing machine. While many diehard Punisher fans scoffed at the idea, I felt that this was a welcome change of pace for the character, and injecting horror elements into a character that is taken so seriously was actually quite refreshing. Eventually the Punisher was returned back to normal and Frank went back to killing drug dealers. However, I will always remember just how much fun this series was and what can happen when someone takes a character and is creative enough to change the status quo. If you've been reading comics for a while, chances are that you've heard of the name of Greg Rucka. The man is responsible for what is arguably the best ongoing Image comic series right now, Lazarus. While Rucka is well known for writing strong female characters, his run on the Punisher is one that is a bit different than the rest. Rucka treated the character of the Punisher as a force of nature. Choosing for the character to remain largely silent throughout his run, this allowed for the readers to get more of a boogeyman feel to Frank Castle than previous incarnations. While Rucka's version isn't as violent or as profane as the Ennis Max run, it is the closest thing that you will get to that run while having it set in the main Marvel universe. Furthermore, since Rucka chooses to have Frank remain largely silent, this means that the heavy lifting here is done by artist Marco Cicciotto, who crushes every panel that he is given. Finally on my list, we're going to bring things full circle with Ennis's Marvel Knights run on the character. Remember earlier when I said that Ennis had a little bit of a stint on Punisher before he did the Max stuff? This is it. This was Ennis's first attempt at the character, and while I personally feel that it's not as strong as his Max run, it's still a very fun read, and you get to see Ennis workshop some things that he would later include in the Max line. If I had to sum up this run, I would say that it's more of a dark crime comedy. Ennis's signature and at times a bit immature style of humor is front and center here, with him pushing the boundaries with just how absurd and over the top he could have the Punisher kill certain enemies. There's a bit in here involving a polar bear that is seriously one of the funniest things that I've ever read in a comic. Looking back on all these books, it's interesting to see just how malleable the character of the Punisher is. He's been everything from a monster-killing machine to a 1930s hitman. I personally think it's a testament to how awesome the Punisher is, and when you get the correct writer with a great idea, you can take even the most rudimentary and simple character and inject some life into him. Guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope that this was informative. If you want a link to all those Punisher books that I just listed, those will be down below in the description. If you click those links and you order those books through Amazon, guess what? I get a cut of it, and it doesn't even come out of your wallet. It helps support this channel. And of course, there's always the Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon. Check that out. It's in the description. Thank you so much, guys. Let me know what your favorite Punisher runs are in the comment section down below. I love ya, and I'll speak with you soon. Bye.